Hi everybody, my name is Ray Lee. Today I'll be discussing the quality of education in Cameroon. So I'll be discussing the percentage of kids not attending private schools. I'll be comparing that to countries like America. I'll be talking about what stops kids from going to college, from going to primary schools, trends from the 70s, and all of the above. So first, I want to say that there's been a sharp decline in Cameroon in the amount of kids that go to primary school since 1970. From 1970, there was about 43 or 44% of women that went to school, and around 30% of men that went to school, that went to primary school around that time. Which these numbers are already like incredibly low, especially compared to other countries like America. And to drop even lower is concerning. So in 2016, this was the last time this data was tracked. The numbers for women in primary that were able to attend primary school was just under 10%, and for men it was closer to 2%, which is terrible. When you compare this to countries like America, who has a bit over 80% of both genders being able to attend primary school, which is almost everybody. These numbers are stark. I'll show a graph right here. So this is the women from 1970 up here, and this is where they are now. This is the men, and as you can see, this is where they are now. So there's a lot of things that need to change about this, but the majority of the reason of why most kids can't go to school is because there's these things called conflicted areas, and there's challenges to get to school, which reduces the numbers over time. So kids are living in challenging circumstances in these countries, and therefore they can't make it to school, especially when the countries are underdeveloped and they're stricken by things like violence and wars, and there's just no economy for them, right? So if the economy can't support and can't fund schools, and there's schools that are, if the only school is 2 hours away and there's no way to get there, kids can't go to school, right? So this chart I'm going to show down here, this is all of the regular numbers. These are the percentage of kids around the world who are able to attend school and who aren't in fragile areas, is what they call it. And this is where Cameroon is. So this shows you exactly how and why the trend is so low and why these kids can't go to school. That is where the problem lies. And there's only a couple solutions, honestly. One solution I have, which is kind of unrealistic, but there has to be some type of change in government. There has to be some type of change in government structure to be able to support and facilitate a better economy for children. There has to be an influx of resources for kids to be able to come in and get to school safely. So the only way you can make sure kids get to school safely is by mobilizing military, and that can only be done through the government. So I believe if the government came together and forced the military to protect school zones, or like instill like school zones and in these communities, then kids will be more comfortable being able to go to school. They'd be able to take advantage of these resources, and therefore it wouldn't be as underdeveloped as it is. So that is my biggest solution. I feel like there should be, if they're already using the military for other purposes and this money is already being spent, you might as well spend the money on education as well. Like if there's any funding going towards anything, I feel like it should be towards the kids. So you have to have some type of buses. There should be infrastructures set up to allow kids to be able to travel back and forth from school and get back home. So I believe that the government needs to come together and form some type of parliament to fix that.